My name is Shannon Chavla, and I wanted to share 10 things that your nervous system loves to be able to change and reduce chronic pain. So these are actually really simple things, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time to create a new routine. So give yourself that space and time, and then just keep going back to it. Seeing if you can add on to a routine of self-care in a way that really nourishes your nervous system. So we know that when we have chronic pain, there's a loop, right? And that loop is the remembrance of the pain. So we have to interrupt that cycle by helping the nervous system relax. And by reminding our nervous system, whew, okay, I'm safe, we're okay, it interrupts that pain cycle. And then your body goes back to a place of more comfort. So here are 10 things that I would recommend looking into. Number 1, safety. Just like I was saying, who doesn't actually crave safety? But sometimes we have to cultivate safety. So what that means is the feeling of safety and acknowledging safety. So what if you're just laying there with your cat or your dog, or you're on a walk, or you're just taking a nap, or you're chatting with a friend? It's feeling that feeling of safety and what that feels like in your body. Like if you say the word safe, how can you bring that energy into your body to feel safe? The acknowledgement of it is key. So if you are trying to change something, we have to acknowledge it for our bodies and minds to get it more easily. So number 1, safety. Number 2, predictability. Routine is a great thing, particularly when we're trying to make change. So when it comes to sleep or eating or movement, right, or doing breathing exercises, there's a predictability in it that allows our nervous system to settle when we know what's coming next. It's like a remembering of, oh, and now we're going to do this, so I get to feel calmer now without even trying. So predictability, number 2. Number 3 is our breath, our breathing. Breathing is very important. Of course, breathing is very important. But often when we're in chronic pain, we stop breathing and we get really contracted and our body gets really tight. Or if we're under a lot of stress, we get shallow breathing. But we know that when we're able to stop and breathe, oxygen then moves throughout the brain and the body, and that sends in messages of relaxation. So a very simple one is just taking a nice big deep breath in through your nose for about 6 to 8 counts. And then at the top, you hold your breath gently while you're relaxing your body, but not letting the breath out, for about 6 counts. And then breathing out through your mouth for another 7 to 8 counts. Do that 3 times. And on the 3rd time, just take notice and again acknowledge, oh, look, my body feels a little looser, or maybe a little more relaxed, or maybe you notice, oh, I didn't realize my neck hurt today. Then you can do something about it, and you can help that aspect. But the breathing helps bring your nervous system back to baseline. It helps our vagus nerve, which I'll talk about in another video, to a place of more balance. Number 4, movement. With chronic pain, often our brain says don't move because that's going to be horrible and that's going to hurt you. And so when someone with chronic pain needs to push that belief a little bit, because movement actually helps you. Resting too much does not. So there's a balance between resting and movement, but there must be some sort of conscious movement every single day to really reduce chronic pain. can be easy stretching, a walk, swimming, something that matches your life and your lifestyle is really important. So finding some sort of movement. Hydration. So hydration is something that most of us need a little bit more of. Often we are probably dehydrated more than we are hydrated. And so it's good to just really focus on getting more water throughout the day. You can start with a nice warm cup in the morning of hot water before you do anything else. Maybe fill a little cup and then make sure you can drink it throughout the whole day. So you're getting regular input of water. Now, granted, it depends upon how old you are, and it depends upon your activity levels, how much more or less you need. But in general, most people need a little bit more water than they're getting. Warmth. Warmth is another one that's very important. Now, this isn't trying to feel hot. It's the idea of feeling secure. So warmth, feeling snuggly and warm and secure in your body. So many times people, in the winter are wearing thongs. I mean, that can be fine for some people, but generally your body doesn't know that you're getting cold. And if you deal with chronic pain, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that every part of your body's getting good circulation. And so you want to stay warm and you want to stay secure. Our next one is rest without collapse. So for many people, rest comes once they're done. I'm exhausted. The day has just done for me, right? I've done too much. As opposed to setting in times throughout the whole day where you actually actively lay down or sit down and consciously acknowledge your rest. I'm resting right now. Often it's easy to lay down and rest, and then your brain starts telling you all the things you need to do. So just acknowledge that and go, all right, I'll get to you. But right now, I'm going to take some deep breaths and I'm going to rest. And I'm going to feel happy about my rest because when I get up, I'm going to be productive. So rest is very good for our nervous system. There's a difference between too much rest and not resting enough. We have to find the balance. So another one, this one is number 8. Number 8, pleasure. It's interesting because for some people, pleasure comes easy. They're like, yeah, I can go out and have fun. But for other people, it's a little bit of a work. Like there's some guilt. I don't know, do I get to do that? Do I get to do the things I love? Do I get that choice? Does my life allow me to do that? Oh, I think we all need to figure that out. So pleasure is a really important piece for balancing our nervous system. Laughter, joy, all of those things that are needed to soften the whole system and feel happy. Those things reduce the pain response. That leads me to number 9, which is connection. So connection is a very integral part of pain reduction. What does connection mean? Connection is connection to yourself, connection to pets, connection to others, connection to source, however and whatever that is for you. But having that connection helps us get outside of ourselves a bit, and therefore a little bit away from that constant connection to the pain in a negative way, and allows for this new space to be connected to something new. So connection and building connection with things that are important to you can be vulnerable at first. So just step into that easily, but try doing that. And number 10, something that's very, very important for our nervous system is hope. And even in a time in life where maybe the world seems upside down or things are difficult for you, where is that sliver of hope? And how do we cultivate and nurture that? is a really important piece. So finding hope in small things and reminding ourselves, okay, I'm going to be okay. And even when that voice says, oh, really? How do you know? You don't have to answer that. You say, I just know I'm going to be okay. And the more that we start sending that message into our body, it believes it. And the other messages, they start to go way, way to the back, and they're not as loud, because you've created this new rewiring of hope, this new rewiring of predictability, of safety, of security. So that's all you're doing, is you're telling your nervous system, all right, I want this in my life, and I'm going to try and do all these things to make that happen. And then in time, you'll see what happens.